Hello, everyone, and welcome to this collaboration of the ages, Paired Weapon Podcast, Proxy Table Gaming, Explorers of Elsewhere, in your eyeballs and your ear holes. Hello, I am Dan, sometimes known as Scab Fat on the weekends, and I am joined by the one and only Lucky, nope. The one and only Hyper G.
I live in the shadows, so that's fine.
I'm getting real mixed up in there. Hello, Hyper G. How you doing?
Yeah, it's the other one. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Now, if you call me Kev, I'm gonna go.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Oh dear. Yes.
He's off my Christmas card list. Put it that way.
Yeah, we've got staff here from Proxy Table Gaming, and we have the one and only Matty P from Paired Weapon Podcast. Hello.
Hello, and thanks for having me on. It's a real pleasure indeed. Such greatness.
Oh, it's a real pleasure to have you here. I have been badgered for many days for this, so here we go. I reckon it's about time that we take a little sit down and we look through a couple of lists. Perhaps do a little review of the 42 lists for Art of War 7 2025. It's nearly here, isn't it? It's crazy.
Yeah, 7 Art of Wars, Dan. That's impressive.
7 Art of Wars, yeah.
And still the flagship of the Ninth Age in the UK as well. Hell of a job you're doing, buddy.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's once again, yeah. I mean, this is the fourth Art of War that I've run, and I mean, I've said it countless times, and I'll say it countless more. I'm always forever humbled by like the amount of support that people throw our way, coming to the event, getting excited for the event, putting up with my shenanigans.
That's what brings people really to it, though, Dan. Your shenanigans,
right?
It's the scab part.
Well, and also the insane amounts of prizes that you've got.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Yes,
unbelievable, mate.
We were going to have Paint Gobbo on to do the reviews, but I've cracked a whip and told him to gather a few more sponsor prizes.
Yeah, there's
so
not enough.
He may surface. Yeah, he may surface at some point, but only if I let him out the cupboard.
Yeah.
With that said, shall we have a look at the first few lists?
I think we should, because we've all studied the changes in the latest hotfix. We all know these books back to back, don't we, Matty?
We certainly do, buddy.
Yeah,
certainly do. We have an encyclopedic knowledge of whichever version we're on at the moment.
Exactly, the most qualified font of knowledge that you're going to get in the whole of the Ninth Ageosphere, as Matty P would say. Let's crack into it.
So we've got a quick little list here. I think we scroll down a little bit to see the Warriors. But yeah, a pretty good spread. It's good to see that all 14 currently supported Ninth Age armies are in play. I say 14 because do Vermin Swarm and Undying Dynasties even exist in 3rd edition? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. Good representation for the other 14.
That is good. I like to see a good spread.
Yeah, decent spread.
So, first things first, let's start with the Beast Herds. So we've got 2 Beast Herd players.
Veteran Beast Herd players.
I know, right? This is going to be a gnarly best in race. But yeah, Luke Tranter and Ollie Mather.
I mean, Luke, it's funny because I opened up the latest books like about 10 seconds before this recording started, just to make sure I was as genius as I could be on them. And the first item I looked at in Luke's list was the pillager icon, and I feel that pretty much defines the whole list, really, because that means that most of his army is vanguarding towards you, and those that aren't will make use of a very quick advance towards you or long charges. So
the banter's all about Wall of Money. He's right up in your grid. What are you going to do about it? He's got chariots, he's got razor herds, and then there's a lot of long behind that as well. So I mean it's route A, but it's a hell of a route.
Yeah, he's not going to be pushed aside easily with that lot coming at you. I like it because it's a list that Luke's played before in versions of. He actually beat me at Art of War 6 with a version of this list. And so I've experienced it firsthand. And yeah, Luke knows what he's doing. He knows all the tricks with beast herds. So yeah, this will hit hard.
And Ollie, obviously having bought 28 Sentinels over the summer, is persisting with them.
Yes.
Kudos to you. Kudos. Slightly different take on it, but definitely a rush list. I like the Briar Beast. Briar Beasts are hard work. Get rid of.
And so cheap in the singles as well. You know. So
yeah,
I like that.
Plus the Razor Touch Chariot as well, obviously popping out a bit of range. So if he gets into you, brace yourself.
Definitely. Yeah.
So in which case, I mean, there's a part of me that's kind of surprised because whenever I think beast herds, I think of the low level trauma I have from minotaurs.
Yeah.
But who do we in the car park fight? I think that's how we should rate all of these best in race challenges. In the car park fight, who's winning between Luke and Ollie?
I mean,
it depends. You get the charge off, doesn't it? But
yeah.
Teaming, I'm going to go with Ollie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sense.
I think if it were one versus the other, I think Ollie would probably be able to outmaneuver this other one. But in terms of the overall tournament, I think Luke might do well of the two, because I think people might shoot off a lot of centaurs, unfortunately. Whereas I think Luke's got the numbers to weather that storm or be on top of it before it can. So that's Well,
there we go. We heard it here first.
Excellent summary. Yeah, I'd agree.
Next up are the Cheeky Demon Legions. So there's quite a few. 3 demon players out of the 42.
These guys know what they're doing as well.
Yeah. We're going to start with Guillaume. I know I've come a cropper of Guillaume's demons list. Is it the same? It doesn't look the same.
It's got a lot of different things.
No, it's definitely not the same. It's got stabby things rather than shooty things.
Yeah. I love the mix of, like, there's no running theme going on there. That's just a bit of everything, isn't there? You know, you got almost one of every core. You got a lot of different special choices. Bloat flies on top of the. Yeah, I like this. This is, you don't really know what's coming at you.
No, I mean, assuming that he's not bladdered on gin, he will be. This is a potential podium list. Something for everyone. He knows what he's doing. The Miser is so bent, it's unbelievable.
So good.
Coming in behind, the glories are really useful, getting people's switches and then allowing delivery from the other units. So, so this is very strong.
Okay. How do we reckon it compares to Hughes?
Oh, the Miser's in there as well. Not quite as beefed up this time. Is that just the magic difference, actually? The same unnatural roots of mirrored scales, which seems to be a common thing on the Miser.
Yeah. The Sentinel's an interesting one, but Hughes is an expert with demons, so he knows what he's doing. Imps give him a bit of range. Is there enough grind in there?
Yeah, that's interesting, actually. I mean, the obvious answer to that question is probably no. But then when it comes to Hugh, he might not care because he's wily enough to not need it. So, interesting.
You thinking Hugh's going to be able to get in where he wants to get in, make a mess?
Yes, and the magic that he's got is going to be very, very big for Hugh. Hugh is a master at shaping the magic to be exactly what he needs when he needs it.
I think that's a really good example of a honest list. That is the distilled essence of playing loads of Demon Legion games.
Yeah, I like that.
And a list that looks quite different. Mr. Tony Hales.
Yeah, another guy who knows what he's doing with demons. And the Maw is something he's practiced with a lot. He's got a beautiful model for it, and why wouldn't he use it? It's incredible. In fact, all of Tony's models are amazing, as are everyone else's in this tournament, I should add. I think there's a few changes to what Tony has played in the past. Whether he took it to Masters, I think he did, didn't he? He was Demons at Masters. I'm sure he was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So there's a few changes there to his Masters list, I think.
I mean, this one just seems a bit more. Is it more aggressive than the other two? I mean, I'm looking at things like the double threshers and. I don't know.
The double harvested double thresher means I think targeting elves here, but
Yeah.
The more gives you a lot of grunt. You've got to put a huge amount of effort in to stop that. It's so fast as well.
Yeah.
I do like this. I do like this. And Veil Serpent's quite interesting call, actually.
Illusory Paths is all you need to know about them. And Spear, to be fair. Right. But, all about the random movement. No, actually, that's not random move, is it? No, I think I've got the wrong spell there, so ignore that. But it's still a good spell. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, again, there's not an awful lot of grind, but I don't think he's going to need it.
No.
Because, the Seaver will boost the unit pretty hefty. And, for me, it's all about the more. You're going to have to spend 2 rounds of magic and shooting just to, deal with it. I mean, at best, and you're going to have to commit like 2,000 points stopping the trick. So, meanwhile, not shooting by.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Well, so between the 3 of them, who's winning the street side punch up?
It's hard not to bet on Hugh in any matchup at the moment, to be fair. But the other 2 won't go down without a good fight in terms of that 3-way rivalry. So I'd expect them all to do well. If they're not all top half, I'd be very surprised. But I think at least 2 of them will be top 10, if I'm honest. Which 2? I wouldn't like to commit to, but I would say at least 2 of these are going to be top 10, and the other one within the top half. So.
Okay.
I'd probably reinforce that. I think, sake of comparison, I think Graham's probably got a slightly more grunt in the grind there, but in the macro. Yeah.
Okay. Well, next up we have the Dread Elves. So 1, 2, 3 Dread Elf players.
Great.
Starting up the top with Mr. James Root.
Here come the Judicators.
He didn't quite manage to hit 100. So really, what was the point in bringing any?
Well, indeed.
But yes, 98 Judicators, all in told.
Great, and the Altar of Nabbed means that they're furious as well, or fury, I should say, really. But yeah, very nice. I like it.
I mean, grace and tact. I think this list has not.
No.
I mean, it's the living exemplar of Gargo Bums Rush style, isn't it? I mean, he's just chaffing you and then Judicators. Double diff adept, so he'll be spamming out Stars Align. Chance of Redemption. It's a good list. It's difficult to stop. Very difficult to stop. If you haven't got the tools, you're in the shit.
I feel like Mr. Root is going to be someone who perhaps might not be struggling for time.
No.
Well, he shouldn't be. That's
No, he shouldn't be.
And he's played this list a little bit now, so
yeah.
I mean, the problem with these lists is lateral movement, and if you can't do lateral movement, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's fair. So there's a group of players who are heading over from sunny Barcelona. There's 5 of them, I believe, en route, which is, last year we had the Danes and some of the Greece players, but yeah, we've got Team Barcelona over this time. Mark here is the first of those 5. What are we thinking here? We got more kind of traditional core. We got some Gorgons
going on in this.
Got some,
I mean, isn't it interesting just straight away to change difference in the sort of list type, from the constant to the British Isles, I mean, that you just don't see lists like that. Right, I mean, Gorgons, so last time I saw a Gorgon on the table, but not as the Spaniards as slouches, so he must know what he's doing, and coming all this way, he's bound to be good. But a lot of shooting, say stuff.
And I think this could be, the hidden strength that I'm actually playing Dread Elves in the team tournament at the moment, the Urkanork on Warhol, and 35 Selexian Spears is a unit, I'll tell you that now. I know it's core and everything, but with spears as they are, the numbers and the agility on that unit is insane. So I wouldn't bat past that being a good grinder as well. It probably doesn't even need to grind; it just wins. And yeah, I like this list because it has a bit of everything, and if it doesn't like the matchups it gets, then it's just going to shoot at you and be fine with that too. So yeah, I quite like it.
Okay. And last but not least is our Bristol's own Owen Holborn.
Yeah, good to see Owen again.
Owen's, yeah, he's going to be he's the first of our competitors in line for the Golden Samurai Award, which is going to be in play.
Superb.
For the highest Bristol Ninja. This is a list that he's had quite a lot of time with, but I mean, I think he sleeps with his twin hunting chariots and twin raptor chariots, like on the pillow next to him.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you? Yeah, I love that he's combined the Gorgon units into Unit 4. From the other list, so that's nice. The Altar of Yema, the Divine Altar, that's going to give out Strider on the charge to a lot of these things, and that's so big in the way that terrain is working at the moment. I like that as a thing, so look out for that, folks. If you think you're sitting pretty behind your terrain piece, you're not anymore. Things like that, because I know in the battle we recently had, Matty, there was a lot of terrain interactions going on.
There was.
A bit of Strider wouldn't have done me any harm.
It would not. yeah, absolutely. It's an interesting list, though. I mean, it's obviously leaning quite heavily into Chariot, but I think there's something said for that. It's good for taking out silver stuff.
Yeah, and
like you said, with Strider as well, coming straight through the middle of ruins. Nice.
Yeah, and the shooting that it's got means it can choose whether it fights or not as well, which I'd always like.
So between Upsall Judicators, the Spiky Shooty list, and Owen's Chariot of Palooza, who are we rating?
Go on, Matty. You go for that one. You go first on this
one.
Well,
do you know what? If it was a three-way punch-up between those, I'm going to go with Owen, because those impacts make a mess of some of those units. I think in the macro, I'm not sure it would work out quite the same way, but yeah, I'm going to go with Owen.
Okay. Yeah, and I think Rooty, it'll all depend on what mood he's in. So if he's in the right frame of mood, he could go far with his list as always. But
Okay, there we go. Next up is the Dwarven Holds. So I'm expecting good things from these Dwarven Hold players, given that our new UK master is a Dwarven player.
What's Darren doing on dwarves? This is a surprise.
Darren's bumped his head and he's taken dwarves.
Oh, yeah. Well, you might recognise this list actually.
Oh,
because it's,
yes, of course.
Yes, this is Tim Botneck's list, isn't it?
Oh.
And it ain't broke. It actually probably is broke, isn't it? So I think Darren's got one eye on the ETC here with this list. And so I think trying out the Dwarven Holds. I mean, it's Tim's proved that it's pretty strong. Well, strong is incredible.
Yeah.
So I imagine that's where this is coming from. But this is a power list. This is a powerful list. Very difficult stuff. Magic spam's horrific. You're not going to be choosing your combats, but if you can shift 25 Kingsguard in one go, good luck.
I mean, in terms of choosing combats, I think this list is very much any combat is it's a good one. It's just one that we'll choose. Okay, so we've got another of the Barcelonians, Kane here. So Robert Andre. What have we got? We've
very different, actually.
Shooters.
It's a little bit like, apart from a few things, it's like every choice that Darren / Tim didn't have is in this.
Yeah.
Nearly. So very interesting to see lots of different units in the dwarf book.
I mean, dare I say it's a more traditional?
I think so. I think that would be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a bit of everything, hasn't it? I do like the marksman. That gives you, obviously reach out and touch you. It's been a while since you've seen the dwarf gun line.
Yeah.
Do we think that's perhaps a a mark of sort of like more EU focused metas?
Could be.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see then, how that kind of racks in. But
I think whenever taking field artillery, which isn't really something, or any kind of artillery, I'm surprised not to see more stone throwers when available, if I'm honest. I mean, this not to say that organ guns and dwarf cannons aren't great. They obviously are decent in the right situation. But in a meta where ranked up units are quite predominant, I think anyone who can take stone throwers potentially should.
I think you're absolutely right, Staff. The organ gun, the cannon, they're looking at monsters, and whilst we're seeing in the tournament, aren't we, that there's quite a lot of big cowboys.
Yeah.
There ain't in the British Isles. Yeah, people seem to be really shying away from it. So the artillery, I would agree, probably better off with stone throwers. But
But yeah, not to say that this won't get the right matchups and shoot it off the field. So yeah.
And we move on to another veteran of the Dawn Holes list.
Simon knows what he's doing.
Simon Bromley. It's almost like a halfway mark between Roberts and Darren's.
Yeah, and he's very good with his grudge busters. They are so powerful. Simon knows exactly what he's doing with his grudge busters. They will hit you and hard. So I'd be very keen to see how he gets on with those. And like you say, 24 Kingsguard and 25 Deep Watch. 3 units of those. I do not know how they're fitted in, but still, very powerful.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got 3 points of a spectrum here, like Upsall Kingsguard through to Robert's Gunline, who's winning the slowest game of Car Park Punch Up.
I think in terms of putting pressure on yourself, Darren's made a real high horse for himself by taking a list that obviously has done very well recently, but he's going to be learning it. So will he have learned it enough by this point to execute it as well as Tim did? I don't know. But Darren's a very good player, so I wouldn't put it past him either way.
I'd go with Darren.
I think so. I think the list will help out a player who generally knows Ninth Age like the back of his hand. So I'll go Darren.
Okay, 10% Darren. Sweeping on to the Empire of Sonnstahl, we've got 1, 2, 3 lists here as well. So first off is Louis, also from Barcelona. We've got lots of well, it's not unbreakable anymore, is it? Lots of used to be unbreakable. Got Steam Tank, 30 Flagellants.
Yeah, I always think to myself with an Empire list, you get halfway down it and you think there can't be much more to come. And then there's a couple of units of Flagellants on top. It upsets me. This is actually not as many characters as you might see in an Empire list, and we might see more in other lists. The synergy is just insane. Usually it's 15 or so, but it's an interesting one. It's got the obligatory Imperial Guard in there. Interesting to see 39 State Infantry, actually. That's a new one on me.
I mean, obviously he's paying the tax there, but the Imperial Guard without great weapons, which obviously then means you're going to be going with an alchemy mask, because obviously you want living steel, stuff like that. But it's interesting. It's an interesting list. It's kind of like a bit of a throwback to sort of older Empire lists.
Yeah.
But we've just seen so few Empire lists out there recently that, to be honest, they're a bit of an unknown quantity at them. So,
Yeah, no buff wagon to go with those Imperial Guard either, which is intriguing. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously got the altar for hatred, but 15 flags for 160 points. 15 flaggies for 160 is an absolute bargain.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, we have Rick. So Rick's coming up from coming up with the Yeovil boys. Usually is playing dwarves, but is adopting Ryan's Japan-themed list. So it's going to look good. We've got two blocks of 40 infantry, some handgunners, some rangers, and the cannons.
And the volley guns as well.
The volley guns, which are just hidden off the next page.
I think this this will either go very well because your opponent won't get to you, or your opponent will find a way of getting to you and mess it up. So it could go one way or the other. And yeah,
I mean, I think this is really interesting. If you can take the arcane engine out, then suddenly everything becomes much less powerful. So, say infantry go down from offensive defensive 5 to 3. That obviously slows them down something chronic. We've got a pyro mage in there, haven't we? So that makes the militia really the marksman really useful as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I think this is a good list. You can deny with the volley guns, absolutely. So that covers your flanks. This is a good list.
Yeah, I think if you can't get to it, then it's game over.
Yeah. Moving on to Wojtek's list. So this looks quite different, I would argue, to the
still
other
no
two.
15 characters. Gosh, I'm surprised.
No, we've got Wizard 3 marshals, a big block of infantry. That seems like a staple. We've got some Sun Griffins.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it bothers me that one's 5 and one's 3 rather than both being 4, but we'll get past my OCD levels, Yeah, sure.
This is...
And more cannons.
More cannons, 2 cannons.
This must be the most cannons we've ever had at Art of War, and we're only on our 5th army.
Yeah, but have they misjudged the meta though?
I haven't seen many monsters yet.
Well, exactly.
Is this the first big monster? I see a great griffin on one of those marshals.
True.
Was there a second griffin I saw?
Two griffins.
Two big griffins.
Yeah, but they get all the armor buffs. They don't really count as monsters. They're cheating monsters. They are. And less than 350 points for both of them. That's ridiculous. Yeah. So I don't count them as monsters. They're like little. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we'll skip the demons because demons are all about the big monsters. True. But yeah, no, I think there's we've got some big war platforms and the like. There's a Kraken in Mark's list. But yeah, I think it's almost like very few of the UK players are bringing big Gribblies.
Yeah. Well, we might
almost like there are rules that make infantry really good at them versus them.
Maybe.
Okay, so Louis, Rick, or Wojtek, who are we rating?
I think Rick's list is very good, like we've said.
Yeah.
Yeah. If his dice don't abandon him on the shooting, then it can't go wrong.
Okay.
It's nice to see an Inquisitor back on the table. Louis' list. But yeah, I'd say over Rick's list. My personal favourite.
2 for Rick. Highborn Elves, only 1 here.
Good.
Yeah, that's a surprise. That is a surprise.
That is a surprise.
I think Highborn are in a good place.
Well, I mean, if Lucky Sixes was here, he'd count for 2 Highborn players. So,
but he's not.
He's not. No.
Yes.
So in the easiest best of race so far, what's Ryan got? Block of spears. That seems like a common theme throughout many of the lists.
Especially
block of spears, block of flame wardens, block of sword masters. Lots of blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he comes up against any sort of Sylvan list, he's going to get shot off. But otherwise, this could be a lot of problem. If you can't deal with Swordmaster, then that's really big.
And it's good to see Flame Wardens again. I've not seen them in a long while.
Ryan does like his big block of stuff that everything sort of operates around. I know when he was playing KOE, men at arms cards. So.
So, well, I would ask who do we reckon's winning best in race here, but I think that's a bit of a done deal. So, congratulations, Ryan.
I think Ryan.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb. Yeah.
You're going to smash it, mate.
The Grey Watchers may cause more problems than you think. Actually, I know they're a little unit on the end there, but I rate them as a real annoyance unit. So,
are they still plinking debuffs on enemy units? I haven't seen them.
Yeah, there's a version of that, but I'm not sure what it is these days. Yeah. But they're still.
What are those arrows called? There's something called pain in the arse arrows.
Moonlight arrows, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
You can't talk, Mr. Sylvan. Core best arrows in the game. But yeah, all right. Yeah. I've just recorded our battle, Matty, so you got that to come.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. I shall look forward to that.
It's right there.
Speaking of pains and asses, Infernal Dwarves. Yeah. There are 5 Infernal Dwarf players when I last checked. So if you were hoping for no war machines, sorry. We're going to start off with Yaroslav. What have we got here?
It's just so tough.
Yeah, big block of warriors, bigger block of vassals with spears and bows. 2 blocks of immortals.
I know.
It feels like immortals have swung back round to it being in favour.
Yes.
But you want them in 15s, but yeah, I mean, 15s is a sweet spot, but they are very strong. So
the Titan mortars are going to be having a field day in this.
Yeah, because you're absolutely right. Like the big blocks. I mean, the Naphtha throw is going to help for that as well.
Oh, definitely.
No flying bull, surprising.
No,
I think that's good, but
sort of. Well, it's a flying something, but Joe here has brought along his Lamassu. What else? Yeah, it's levy heavy.
Indeed, yeah. It's good to see Joe back on the scene. I haven't caught up with Joe in a while. Rocket battery, that'll cause problems as well. The Tauruks, I haven't seen them in a little while either, actually. So
because they're the baby Tauruks. Enforcers are the baby one.
2 immortals again, closer to your 15 unit ideal number as well.
Yeah.
So
I'm guessing that one with spear, one with great weapons. I'm guessing. I mean, to be fair, I haven't looked at the ID book since V3 came out, but I'm assuming they are just immovable lumps.
I mean, that pretty much sums up ID, doesn't it?
ID, yeah, that's fair. Mr. Matt Champion, so the second of the Bristol hopefuls. I might be calling him out here, but he wasn't 100% sure which army to take.
So I thought you were going to say he wasn't sure which artillery to take, so he just took one of everything.
One of everything, He's decided to take the army that is easiest to learn 3.0 rules with.
Yeah.
So go easy on him.
No.
You're absolutely right. With Bastion, Mortar, Rocket Battery, Naphtha Thrower.
That's...
And the Titan, and the Kadim Titan.
Well, I just love the Titan, though. I think, I know they're out of favour, but there's an awful lot of cannons around, but, love it.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate circumstance for Matty that he's going into cannon fire. But the thing is with the Titan is it can take 1 or 2 cannons and still wreck face. So yeah,
that's true. Well, Matt's going to have a fun time, if nothing else.
I think he's got a good list. I think it'll be fine. I think he's actually cottoned onto a good idea. There is, if you're not getting in regular games and you don't know the intricacies of 3.0, stick to what you're good at, stick to what your army's good at, and this list will be fine because it's blocks and shooting and a big beastie. He can't go wrong with it. So even if he hasn't got the practice, he'll still be fine with a list like this.
Next up is the wonderful Naomi. So we've got the 15 immortals, 3 of them.
There they are. Yeah.
And then we've got rocket battery, gunnery teams, mortar, gunnery team, big mortar.
Yeah, this is what everything you need really in a list at the moment. Like Matty said, it's got the 15 immortal blocks, it's got the mortars that I said about. The rocket batteries would always cause problems. It's got the block with the spears. Tick 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 as far as the 3.0 list is concerned. This I think is a potential list. Yeah, and a general who knows what they're doing. So yeah. No, she's really good, and I think an awful lot about her list. So I mean, it's the 15 immortals as well have been performing really well. So look at all that shooting! Wow, a lot of shooting.
So final ID player, also from Team Barcelona, Oriol. Big Bull also has the Big Bull, and
another Lamassu in there as well, which is good to see.
Yep.
It's always a unit that's intrigued me. I've still not worked out if they're any good, but the fact that they're here shows that some people like them, which is fine.
Yeah.
Both versions of the Taurox as well, so that's good to see. Another Titan mortar.
yes.
Clearly a very
Have they all
cost-effective.
taken Titan mortars?
Yeah.
I think everyone has, haven't they?
Yeah.
Joe. He's got 2 rocket batteries.
Well, indeed, yeah.
So it's almost the same. So yeah, this one's just a bit more of a bit of everything.
Yeah.
By the looks of it.
Which seems to be the case for the European chaps, generally.
Yeah, a bit of everything seems to be, a bit of licorice also. Right?
Yeah. Whether they've just had more ability to do lots of different things at once and make it work. I don't know. Maybe that's just a thing on the continent.
So, of those 5, then, who's winning the mostiest with the toastiest?
Got to be Naomi, number 1.
Yeah.
I can't see past that list. And Naomi knows what she's doing. So, yeah.
Fair.
Sorry to the other 4, but I would be very surprised if it was otherwise.
Okay, so
I think coolest name's got to go to Oriole, though.
Yeah.
How cool's that fucking name?
And the Baron in brackets, just to make it even
my
more.
name's so boring. Hi, Oriole, attaboy. I'm like that. I'm also Baron. Yeah, hi, I'm DP. He's like, yeah.
You win. Shake your hand.
Yeah.
So, next up, I kind of found this surprising. Kingdom of Vectane, 1 player, Mr. Ross.
I think it's just that 3.0 has been, because it's a lot to get used to, it seems like it's a little bit more complicated. And Kingdom of Aquitaine, for me, have always been a complicated army, because all of the rules they get on top of everything else. So that it would be my ill-advised version as why we haven't got many Aquitaine at the moment.
I think the changes to Spears has really and that's going to make it super AoE. Yeah.
I think what's kind of surprising me, I mean, yes, he's got the 5 Pegasus Knights, but that there's none of the sort of like the newer 9th Age specific lab stuff.
Yeah.
It's this relatively standard knights. I appreciate the sergeants are sort of 9th Age created, but yeah, it's just the blocks of standard knights, the blocks of standard infantry.
Yeah, Rory was playing the 2. I forget what they're called. The Fey characters.
The Fey Knights.
The ones.
Green.
Yeah, he was playing those 2 ones. One, they can both be Wizard Adept, or I can't remember what they're called at all. He was playing those, and I think they tended to be the least well-performing parts of his army. So he's just cut them out and replaced it with other things. That might not be the actual reason, but having played against him, and Rory got a big 20 against me, so I've been stomped by him recently, and so I wouldn't think that is a bad decision on his part. It will just be what he's found works. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, once again, also going to be a very easy decision for best in race.
I think he'll squeeze it. Yeah.
I think he'll just about hit that. Congrats, Rory.
Yeah.
Next up is the start of the Ogre Khans. 1, 2, 3, 4 Ogre Khan lists. Top of the pile is Mr. Tanker himself.
You just know that Tanker has had a light bulb moment, and he's going with it.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of alludes to it in the 9th Age chat as well. And Scratterpults are clearly the thing. He's just going with this shooting list, and love the way that Tanker introduces his light bulb moments, and it just makes everyone think, what's he seen? Because he's probably right.
What's so frustrating is you think, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah,
it was sitting there, right there in plain view. Yeah, and you're like, 3 Scratterpults, 4 big blocks. Wow. And a Frosty. And some trappers. They're a load of dicks.
Yeah. Why is it always Tanker that surprises you with something that's right there in the first place? It's just, love it. Love it. I don't even need to go into the details. I just love it. Yeah.
Are we happy to just assume this is a tanker grade tanker list?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably, if he could have taken 6 Scratterpults, he would have done. So, yeah. Yeah.
I know he's looking for tuna cans to make up Scratterpults.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say Bart. We have Bart up next.
Clever.
This is
a bit more traditional.
Yeah.
The Death Star bruisers. Fresh meat on there. I don't think I've spotted fresh meat anywhere else, actually.
No, it's a big block bruiser.
Yeah. No points
with the Great Khan in there as well. Yeah, I mean, Lord, that is a hell of a star.
It really is. Yeah. Yeah. If you can kill the rest of it, then fair play. But you're probably not killing that unit.
I think
there's a lot of meat there, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be a fair few players that draw that kill the opponent's most expensive unit secondary.
Oh, yeah.
Just accept they're going to lose a point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Mr. Murdoch, Mr. Ed Murdoch, what have we got for him? We've got...
Yeah, he's been refining his ogre lists for a little while now. He's gone through a lot of different phases. And because this is like the second or third or maybe even fourth phase, I would expect this to be proper honed now. So this will be very competitive.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, I'm wondering if there's something very special about the Scapling trappers.
Lethal strike on the shooting, I think, isn't it? I think that's still a thing. Forgive me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, and there's such a pain in the arse for getting rid of them as well. If you charge them, you're just taking a world of tease. The Frosties are the really big thing, though. People seriously underestimate those. The Ogre Khan's big problem is they're always going second, but with Frosties, not so much. So if you can't deal with them,
and the Yetis will hit your agility as well if at the right moment. And hunting spears, this is so good.
Yeah, this is I think this list is a dedicated elf list. It's Ed knows what he's doing. It's a strong list.
And last but not least, Bristol's own Ross Stevenson.
Yeah.
So bless him. Ross is also going to be learning third ed during the 5 games of Art of War. So this is a very, I would argue, a very, very, very traditional list. He's just taking the stuff that he knows what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And he's going to do it with it.
There's a few mammoth hunters here.
A couple of mammoth, just a few.
Yeah.
Also has 2 units of scrappling trappers.
Yeah. This will be fine. Like I said with Matty's list, if you don't know 3.0, go with what you know and keep it simple. And this does keep it simple, but that won't be a bad thing. He's got chaff, he's got 2 blocks, he's got a bit of shooting here and there, and he's got a flanking Tusker Cav, which he absolutely can play in the centre if he wants to. And he'll be absolutely fine because the Mammoth Hunters will do the work that he needs them to as well. So yeah, I like it.
Between the 4 of them, who's winning at the all-you-can-eat buffet?
How bright is the light bulb is the real question. If the light bulb shines brightly, then Tanker will do well. But otherwise, it's going to be tough to shift Ed, I think.
Yeah. If the Scratterpults hit, very long Tanker. Otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, if the Scratterpults come up against some Judicators. Yeah.
Next up is the Orcs and Goblins. So, we've got 3 Orc and Goblin players. Yes, 3. So we're going to start. It's 2 related, yeah. So, one of the Thorpe brothers. One is wiser, one is prettier. No one can really tell which is which. But starting with Adam, so he's relatively new to Ninth Age, so it's really great to see him.
I think we just need to stop the bus and give a standing ovation list.
Yeah.
This is something else. I absolutely adore this list. This is what Warhammer is. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant.
I think the fact that the Giants have got armed to the teeth as an upgrade just describes the whole army anyway. You know.
It's a big flying orc warlord. 5 alphas. Yeah, I'm counting that right. 5 alphas. 2 feral marauders, 3 feral blocks.
Nice.
Some goblins for it's just
6 trolls as well. Just for fucking hits. Yeah.
I think Adam's going to be coming to the event with a steel chair just to smash people over the head
with barbed wire on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to that. Perhaps.
And am I right in thinking there's no map?
There's no. There isn't.
Sorry, what was that? No magic.
There's no magic.
No magic.
Don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah. So he's
seen
not even
your
looping you up. That's horrible. Adam Thorpe, I salute you.
We will witness you as you ride into Valhalla.
I mean, his shooting phase will take a while as well with those 2 bow goblin Reaver units, so you know. We laugh because we love it, not because it's bad. It's going to be so.
Yeah, I know, absolutely.
We love that. It's baller.
Yeah. Mr. With a touch more subtlety, Mr. Joe Simpson, just a touch, mind. We got some magic. We've got blocks of veteran orcs, which a block of veteran orcs, I should say.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Joe's another one that goes through a lot of different phases with his lists. I don't know how his brain copes with playing so many different versions of orc lists, to be honest with you. I would just pray for Joe to take the same list to the 2 consecutive tournaments, honestly, because he's so good when he hits the right note. So I mean, he's going with his double wyvern shaman, which is great. Love that. And his army is going to look so beautiful as well, because he puts so much into the painting. I don't know why I'm picking out certain people for painting when everyone's a good painter these days, but still, yeah.
I mean, as an ONG dabbler, I'm intrigued to see if he's figured out how to make scrap wagons work.
I think he has. You know, I think that's one to watch. That's one to watch.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I like it. And Nashadashers, love seeing some Nashadashers.
Yeah.
Anything jumping out for you?
150 points for 10 of those.
Yeah, they are. They are good for the dollar. And then my one and only nemesis, eternal rival, Mr. Ryan Thorpe, Peter G. Gobbo. He's got his goblin list.
There it is. It's classic. I'm disappointed he hasn't gone with the double trolls, to be honest with you. I think that's where his heart truly lies in the Orc and Goblins list. But I have a feeling as well these behemoths are going to be well worth seeing. Like, even if you're not drawn up against Ryan at some point, go and have a little look. And we've got War of Art to look forward to as well, which obviously Ryan is an advocate for. It's going to be great.
Getting very, very excited over the progress on his 2 behemoths. Fantastic models for that.
He's almost gone with an Empire-esque line of characters there as well. You know.
Yes.
Something for everyone. Yeah.
It is very well. It's effectively the triple spider esque build, isn't it? With the Demogorgon and the Gargantula. Okay, so 3 very, very different ONG lists, as is ONG is want to do. Oops all orcs, oops all goblins, and Joe in the middle. Who's
Joe sandwich? Yeah, I think the brothers will destroy each other and scupper each other's chances. So this one's going Joe's way, 100%.
Sure. I'll keep an eye on the 2 Thorpe brothers.
Yeah,
to make sure they're not.
I would consider my manhood half didn't back Adam Thorpe, so I'm going with. Make me proud.
Amazing. Okay, Saurians. There are 2 Saurian players.
Yes.
We've got
first a couple of mugs here, aren't there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, two of them didn't get the memo, eh? So first up, we've got Mr. Drew Huntley.
Yes. Good to see Drew again. I've not seen him in a while.
Captain Drew Huntley. And congratulations on him becoming engaged as well.
Oh, congratulations!
Gone out on the pods that. So Well done, Drew. Soon to be Mrs. Drew. Oh.
So we've got 3 Cayman Elders, we've got blocks of Tegu, block of Skinks.
A bit of everything going on here.
And then a little bit of everything else. Yeah, looking through it.
Yeah, I can't even work out what kind of a list this is. It's got a bit of everything.
There's no big monsters though, Staff, is there?
No, I mean the Stygiosaur pack will kind of have that monstrous aspect to them as a unit, of course. But they're a scoring unit. Don't forget that. You know, that's a pretty hard block to shift if you can get that in the right place when you need a scoring unit. So I like it. I mean, he's one short on the spearback wagon, but you know, well, there you go. But and the Kaiman Mentors. This is so few characters going on. You know, he's got 1 combat legend, obviously, with the vital essence, but so few characters because no gods, no kings. Saurians, we just don't need these generals or BSBs and whatnot. So yeah, it's interesting. There's a bit of everything going on here.
Speaking of interesting, go on, talk us through it.
I can't because I'm sorry to reveal a secret without him being here, but Lucky Sixes picked my list.
Really?
Oh, really?
He did. I had no say in what I was bringing to Art of War this year. So I cannot tell you a thing about it until the point where I learned to play it. I was so upset by the fact that Lucky Sixes couldn't make it to Art of War this year that I said, you've always told me that, you know, you'd love to play Saurians, because he would, but I'm the Saurian player in the BTG side of things. So I said, I'm going to miss you so much, mate. Let me play your list in spirit. And this is his list, so that's all I can tell you about it. Over to you guys.
Shall we get you...
Oh, that's so sweet, mate. That really is lovely. Well,
it looks like he set you up, mate. That's
yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Here's the monsters the cannons we're looking for.
How shall I put this? You should let him write your list more. This is horrific. Double Carno Raptor pack.
Nice.
Yeah, this is strong. I mean, okay, there's not an awful lot of lateral movement, but
no, there's 0.
That's very Lucky Sixes, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very Lucky Sixes coming at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this, mate.
Okay.
I do like this.
Well,
weapon beasts are really tough to deal with.
I mean, you countered them very well in our battle, so...
Yeah.
And I did not.
No, possibly not, but yeah.
So, between these 2 fine specimens, who's working their way to the top of the food chain?
I'm going with Lucky Sixes.
The trouble is, it's not Lucky Sixes making the moves on the day, so yeah. I would agree with you if that were the situation. I'm not sure that his ski lodge will have good reception for that, but we'll see.
Oh, is he bloody skiing?
I know, it's just not on, is it? Yeah.
Where's the commitment, eh? Where's the... Terrible. Yeah. Right, moving on to Sylvan Elves. We've got 2 Sylvan Elf lists. Craig is back, out of retirement for the 4th time. We jest, it's Artem. Whenever I hear the words Artem and Sylvan list, I assume that it's just something filth. But is this a relatively standard Artem list, would we say?
Yeah, I'd say so. Got all the usual tricks in it. The only real surprise here is Druidism, Shamanism. I know that's a personal preference of his, with Master rather than the Adepts, but I think that makes good call. The BSB with the spear in the Rangers is a very good move. I'm a big fan of the Kestrel Knights.
Yeah,
and he knows what he's doing. Again, I possible winner list.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it might be one of those occasions where sometimes it doesn't matter what's on the table, it's how it's being used. Artem will make a mediocre army list into a winning list. So
There isn't as much shooting as you would have thought.
Oh yeah, That wasn't me saying this is a mediocre list either, by the way. But
No,
still.
but you know, I mean, if we're going to pick holes, and you know, why not? Then I'd say, you know, where's your big block of archers? But you know, Forest Guard. I see. You see, this is where you were talking earlier about those elven spear blocks. I'm starting to think about whether or not big spear block is maybe better than Dryads, but he's clearly gone for Dryads and dropped the archers. So, you know, Sylvan, a non-shooting Sylvan list. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, if you were wanting for Sylvan archers, if I could introduce you to Mr. James Ledwood.
There they are. Only 43 though. That's a critical error. Yeah.
Yeah, many Sylvan archers. Scary block of Wild
Huntsman is interesting.
For 2 units of 4 Orchestral Knights.
Yes, gosh, that is.
Yeah, this is going to outmaneuver you big time. And if it while it's outmaneuvering you, it's shooting you off. So that's cool. I like that.
Choppy Lord as well.
Yeah,
do like that Choppy Lord. He'll obviously go in with that Wild Huntsman, and now that is the ultimate glass hammer.
Yeah.
If you let that unit into you, it will go through everything.
It's going to make a mess.
Yeah.
So, again, it seems like two very different ways of approaching Sylvans, but between Artem and James, who's growing into a winner?
Hard to bet against Artem in any circumstance, but I think I do really like James's list. I'm going to go James. Just because.
You know what? I'm going to do that as well. Yeah, because Artem has loads of stuff, but I really like James's list here. I think it's super aggressive. You know, chaff and charge. It's going to be difficult to stop if you haven't got enough shooting to deal with chaff line. That block goes straight through you like a dose.
Yeah. Okay, so we're expecting good things, Mr. Ledwood.
Almost as good things from the Undying Dynasties.
Yeah, it would seem that. Shall we just? I think I'll just.
Dying Dynasties, I like it.
There we go.
Not even undead. They've gone beyond undead.
Moving swiftly on to the Vampire Covenant. We've got 5 players here, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. 5, yes. So starting up top with Mr. David Box.
Yeah. This is a guy who knows his 3.0, 100%, and he will be a delight to play against. So
always a pleasure to play Boxy.
Yeah. I need to play him properly. We played one battle. Well, we played 2 battles actually. One of which was very short on time, and the other which we only managed to get halfway because the place we were playing in closed on us. So I need to play Boxy again. So, but yeah, it's a great list. I mean, Ghouls are in a really nice place at the moment. I really like that. They've got support too. Is that right? They attack 2 attacks in the second rank. I think that's where they are at the moment.
I mean, I don't know about that because I didn't. I wasn't doing that at Masters.
Yeah, so I've checked that, and Ghouls are extra support 2 now.
Are they?
Yes, they
That's
are.
interesting.
So that's really cool, especially with poison.
With all of the bonuses from like Lamia and the Court of Damned. Oh, that's good.
Second round of combat as well. With the Unholy Appetite or whatever it's called. So yeah.
Yeah.
And 30 Barragard with Dying Blow. I mean, just so good. I think vampires are in a really good place at the moment. So
they are, and it seems like a few people have noticed. Surprised to see this, but also really looking forward to it. David is switching across to vampire counts.
Yes, and considering he promised he was going to take a Monsters Saurian list to this very tournament, I am even more surprised. No, I'm not really. This is going to look beautiful, whatever it turns out to be. So
presumably David's been working on this over a while.
Must have been.
Yeah,
he's been pinging me a few
emails. His lists are
insanely
well painted, so I imagine this will be a contender for Art of War as well.
War of Art, yeah, no, absolutely.
Sorry, War of Art.
But yeah, big scary vampire count on a Revenant. Big block of ghouls.
Yeah.
Big block of spawn. 5 vampire knights. I mean, that's a relatively standard thing.
Yeah.
It's going to look fantastic.
Even the dire wolves can cause problems, with the way they are at the moment. So, yeah, I like this. I mean, 6 bat swarms is interesting. Has he got the awakened thing on them? I can't see it.
I was looking for it. It's Vitalia, is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but no.
Yeah, Vitalia has bat swarms.
But still,
well, we'll see. Mr. Elliot.
Yeah.
Is this the standard
talking
list?
about well-painted army?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it's very true. Winner of the best army over at Masters. Is this the same list? Yeah, it looks like the same list he brought to Masters.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's got a lot. I mean, basically, Lucky Sixes was playing a version of it instead of the Varkalax. He had the Shrieking Horror. They're very playing in tandem, really. But Elliot knows what he's doing. It's going to look amazing, and he's just goes from strength to strength with a list like this. So this will compete.
This will be a top dog. Mr. Jack Austin is swooping in with a vampire list.
This is cool.
And this is I feel like Mr. Jack Austin has been playing too much Old World.
I think so.
Because we've got 3 Banshees, 2 Shrieking Horrors, 2 Altars of Death.
This would be a nightmare in Old World. In 9th Age, it might be a bit underwhelming, but we'll see.
Yeah.
In the right matchup, it'll do very well. And Jack's a very good player, so he could very well make it work in 9th Age. But yeah.
You gotta love Jack. He does push the envelope.
He does. And there's just going to be the most mischievous little grin across the table from you.
Especially because no one still knows what an Altar of Undeath does, in this game. So the fact that he's got 2 of them means that, you're going to have to find out twice what it does. And usually too late. So, this will be cool.
And last up is Mr. Tommy T.
Oh, here he is.
Who's clearly Tommy Tucker, the biggest
fan. His glory.
The biggest fan of Old World as well, it would seem. Triple Banshee, double Bolter. 2 small blocks, 2 blobs of skellies, blob of zombies.
Yeah. I genuinely love that block of 20 skellies with the Banner of Speed, which I'll have the Courtier in. I think brilliant. And PTG viewers, just wait and see. But anyway, 2 Altar of Undeaths. What's going on with the Undeaths?
I know, right? I mean, do we rate the altars? Obviously, the altars get better as the game goes on, but do we favour their chances with as many cannons as we saw in the first half of the list review?
No idea.
I think the Dark Coach is an interesting call as well. You don't see many of those.
I'm wondering what it's making. I mean, unless the Banshees are loitering around the coach and then the coach is letting them all march. But I'm wondering what needs to, what's going to be outside of general bubble, unless Tommy's not taking it for that reason.
Yeah,
because it gives autonomous to things within 6.
Yeah, so. I think it is just genuinely a tough chariot with a 4 up Aegis, and a vampire in it. So yeah, I think cost effectiveness a Dark Coach is all right. Whether veteran vampire players would agree with that, I don't know. But I've always liked it.
Well, there's clearly been a memo going around about Banshee as well. Yeah. So
I think I'm pretty sure they've dropped it to just like a strength 4 shot now, because it used to be, use your discipline, fear, resilience, but
I guess we'll find out.
I feel that's changed. I could be wrong. Right, so 5 vampire counts. So Boxy, David, Elliot, Jack, Tommy T, who is clawing their way out the coffin first.
Or last.
Yeah.
I think Boxy is going to surprise everyone with his gentlemanly knowledge of 3.0. He'll not only win, but he will explain how he's won as he's done it. It's superb.
He's such a gentleman, isn't he?
A pleasure all round. I'm going Boxy purely because I love him to bits.
I'm So I can't do that said, I'll go with.
Yeah. To be fair, this is a lineup of such good folk. Like the five of them all, you know, if you go to a party and had to pick any one list of people, these would make a good company. So
yeah. This would actually be a bloody good dinner party, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it really would. It really would. Yeah.
Yeah.
So something that I found slightly surprising in the rule set that makes infantry better. No Vermin Swarm.
I think we've just lost all the Vermin Swarm players, haven't we?
Yeah.
I think no one wants to open the book that's left. I mean, Tony's playing it in the Urken tournament at the moment, and you know, jury's out as to whether he likes it or not. Yeah, we've lost Andy Catlow, who's obviously a Vermin player. I don't think there's many left.
Adam Lake played a bit of that as well, didn't he? Yeah.
I've got a half painted Goblin Swarm army. obviously. Yeah, maybe I should crack those out.
Maybe.
Oh well. Next up, finally, Warriors of Dark Gods.
Yeah.
We are going to start with Mr. Ali Parran.
Yeah, this it's really bad because Ali is actually playing in the same team as me in the Urken and he's playing Warriors in that, and I've no idea if this is his same list as he's taking in the tournament, which I should know as team captain, but I don't. So yeah, I think it might be very similar because I know he's playing Forsworn. Which is an interesting one to me, one that I question marked when he first said he was taking it. But I think it's a good list he's found, and I think with a player like Ali, who very much sees things that others don't, and sometimes too late for the opponent to do anything about, I think this will be nice.
I think
the key to this is the Helmore. Sworn could be going through that nowadays. So, yeah, like you said, Ali's brains planet. So, yeah, I think this is good. I mean, has he played enough recently? I mean, obviously doing a lot with goblins and stuff. So, but yeah, see.
We will see. We'll keep an eye on you.
Oh, Andy, I gotta love this list. I mean, what even is it?
So
I don't think he submitted that on New Recruit, did he? I mean, he must have done, but yeah, superb.
So, in true Andy Barton tradition, the most thematic list you'll see. No, yeah, let's figure out what we've actually.
See, the thing is do young people get this?
Well, how young is young?
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is fantastic.
Yeah. Harold Bishop is superb right from the off. Yeah.
Yeah. That is bad.
Yeah. Love it. I mean, I'm still stuck at singing the theme tune, so I can't actually concentrate anymore. So, yeah.
What have we got? So we got Exalted Herald, Wrath, Blobber Wrath Warriors,
some Fallen, Chosen,
chunk of
Hell
Fallen.
Knights.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I suppose it's a Warriors list.
Yeah, I mean, is there no magic? Andy doesn't do magic. Oh, he's got Exalted Herald. He has a bit, potentially, but
yeah. Mr. Barton, famous for taking beast herds in the past, so he didn't have to play the magic phase. He could just do it all off bound totems. So,
yeah, and vampires that didn't really bother with much magic either.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to say about this list, didn't get Kylie Minogue into
it. Yeah, poor show.
So next up is Barry Lynch.
More Forsworn.
More Forsworn, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. This is a proper Warriors list with those characters. You know, there's actually spent some points there. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, well, he's very keen on the Rocket Man build, isn't it? Not the modern Rocket Man build, isn't it? But the Sky Wheel. No, it's not shit. Yeah. I think that's an interesting. I like the Flying Lord. BSB is kind of Barry's calling card, isn't it? Then there's a lot of meat there.
Yeah, there's not a lot of differences going on in that. It'll just hurt.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to Warriors lists, there's relatively little else to say than it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, and it is. Yeah.
I believe Daniel here is the last of Team Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
So I would argue that this is a wildly different list.
Yeah, that's a very interesting core setup going on.
3 units of 8 Barbarian Horsemen, 2 units of Fallen, 2 units of Chosen, 5 Feldrax.
Are those Barbarian Horsemen light troops, or are they not?
No.
I mean, they can't be, because otherwise he's got very little scoring. I suppose still 3 scoring, even without them. Having said that, but yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting take on core. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, the Feldrax are back. I can see that. It's been at least 10 years since I've seen a Chosen Lord on the Kark, but whatever. Build there, and obviously he's coming in with the Chosen Knights, so yeah, it's an interesting list.
Double fresh meat.
Strange how, yeah.
I think it's just going to be interesting to see the Team Barcelona players, like how they play in a UK setting compared to like an EU setting.
Yeah,
because from what I gather, it's just wildly different play styles between us and the continent. So yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on you.
Sorry, just before you move on from that, if you would count up the wound pool there, that's probably the lowest wound pool in an army that I've ever seen. I mean, that's like 45 wounds or something, isn't it? I mean, yeah, that's not a lot of wounds. Anyway,
interesting. I think maybe Daniel used to be a what's the auxiliary army that's all Barbarian Horsemen?
Oh, Makar.
Yeah, maybe he was a Makar player, and he's just patiently waiting for the auxiliary books to come back out. And last but certainly not least on our list, Mr. Paul Godbold.
Yeah, Paul knows what he's doing with Warriors, 100%, and he'll have looked for the tiniest advantage in the current meta. And I'm interested to see Chosen back. Lucky Sixes would love to see that, and automatically gets his vote. I'll tell you now. So that's great. Wretched One's still in there. Nice.
It's quite a slow list. I suppose he's got the Helmorph for teleport shenanigans.
Helmorph for that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I suppose it's not really that much slower than say Ali's.
That's Paul doesn't tend to rate the quick lists necessarily, though. He's a patient
not
guy.
Really thinker, isn't he? Yeah.
I mean, I suppose he's got 3 units with Sloth, so yeah, he's very much.
He's all the time in the world. Yeah.
Okay, so with those 5, Ali, Andy, Barry, Daniel, Paul, who is winning the favour of the Dark Gods?
Well, I think we'd have to split our category here, wouldn't it? I mean, everything about me screams fast. Simply have to go with Raiders.
Yeah, no, hands down. I was waiting for you to say it, to be honest, because it's no contest.
Yeah, that is brilliant. And do you know what? That's what I get out of it in the morning. Read shit like that.
Yeah.
In terms of the best list, I think I'm probably there, isn't there? I don't know. Paul Godbold.
Yeah. Whereas I couldn't possibly pick between 2 of my teammates, so I'll have to go Barry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so a rare 2 voters, 3 votes split there.
Yeah.
How do we manage that? Surely, will anyone decry me if I gave Andy bonus TPs for singing the theme tune during each and every one of his movement phases?
It's a given. Yeah.
In lieu of a magic phase,
he
has a music phase. That's
brilliant.
Amazing.
You need to have a word with him about Kylie Minogue, though. Like I said that before. People will think I've got a thing about Kylie Minogue.
Don't worry, it's not coming across. Don't worry. Okay, so that is all 42 lists. I guess the next question to ask is we've kind of given our thoughts on best in race, but who? And there's going to be a big asterisk for this when I ask it initially. Who do we reckon is on podium?
You'll have to give me a moment. Right.
Let me zoom out so we can get all the players on screen.
Now, when I do this, I do like to try to do the list, not the player.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you go anchor, guy, something, and I think that's a little bit boring. So,
well, I think list would be a good shout because that will follow into what I ask next.
So most interesting then. Okay, I like Darren's list.
Who, sorry?
Darren's list.
Oh yeah,
One.
Dwarvenholtz. Yeah.
I also like. Okay, so I like Naomi as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, she's a really good player as well, but I also like. And I like Ed's.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go for Hugh as my tip.
Darren, Naomi, and Ed down in Ogres. You're going for Hugh?
Yeah, definitely. I think Tony will have a good tournament as well, because I think demons are really hard to deal with. So, 2 demon players doing well. And Tony's driving me as well, so I've got to be nice to Tony.
Okay, so you're rating Tony.
Yeah.
And Hugh.
Yeah, and just because we've said that Equitane is struggling against Spears, I'm going to say that Rory's going to have a great tournament and be back where he belongs at the top.
Amazing. So those are our picks for podium. My follow-up question, which kind of leads into the whole player bit, who do we think is a jammy enough git that off the back of all of the shenanigans that I'm going to be running, which are based around pure luck gambling, who do we think is going to catapult themselves closest to first than they, air quotes, might normally do?
Yeah. I mean, we're all guessing how that last round works, aren't we now?
There's re-rolls, there's TPs, there's free spell scrolls flying about. Who do you think is going to capitalize on that most to really upset the podium?
Oh, I mean, that
go on, Steph,
you could just roll 2 d20s and try and work out who gets it, couldn't you? Really, because it's going to be that random. I'm going to say that the person who will benefit the most is Tommy T. It's going to happen. There's going to be the smiles that will light up the room when Tommy T does it and gets all the right rerolls at all the right moments. So whether he will be too risk averse to try it is another matter. He might do himself out of it by not going for it. But we'll see.
So first of all, I think it's a really, really cool got going on with it. Okay. That's a really interesting dynamic. I think, bearing in mind that David is a professional poker dealer, I'm pretty much going to go with him on this. I mean, he's seen a lot of people bluff, and he must be able to spot it a mile away. So I'm going to say David is going to be a strong bet in that regard. The other person who seems to be quite excited on the chat is Artem. So I think he's not adverse to taking a bit of a flutter. So I'm going to go with our European friends. I'll go with David and Artem. I think that'll be really.
And by Artem, you obviously mean Craig Johnson.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think. I genuinely think. He will approach it with the giddiness of a schoolchild in a sweet shop. But I think Andy Barton's just going to absolutely blow up. because he's just going to go all in for all these gambles with an award-winning smile and a little shrug of the shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one will mind if that happens.
Then no one will mind. In fact, people will applaud him.
Yes.
For stomping on them with my shenanigans. Well, gents,
Yeah.
I think we've done a list review.
Thank you, Dan, for hosting this. I don't think even any of us are sure what form this will actually go out to the public with. But I'm going to say thank you for hosting both Paired Weapons and PTG, because it is appreciated.
Well,
It's great working with you, Matty, as always.
You as well. And as always, staff, as always, it's a pleasure. You are gentlemen on the highway.
And Dan, thank you for TOing once again this wonderful tournament. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm gutted that I'm not going to be there.
We will give you a blow-by-blow account.
I wonder what you're going to say there. Yeah.
As it happens on the front lines. Yes, if the stars have aligned, this should be releasing on the Saturday before the event. So the lists are now available to read for yourselves, to pour through. The round 1 draws will be happening at some point before the event, hopefully. And so keep your eyes peeled for news of that happening. It'll be in WhatsApp groups and on the forum where applicable. I'm massively looking forward to this. I hope you all are as well. Obviously, we've gone through the Art of War lists. War of Art is also a thing. It's not really a list reviewable type thing, but just in case this is the first time you've heard of it, we have multiple categories in our kind of hobby arts kind of sideshow. You don't have to be participating in Art of War to take part in the War of Art. The categories in themselves are Best Army, which is player voted with a first, second and third place. We have Best Small Miniature, Best Large Miniature, Best Unit, Judges Open, Surprise Us, and our most illustrious category this year is Best Well-Dressed Model.
Nice.
And you can infer from that however you want, as long as you can convince us when we're judging your models, you are eligible to enter that. We've got I'm absolutely kind of blown away with the number of sponsors that we've managed to acquire for Art of War 7. Ryan's done an amazing job of kind of gathering those together, so a big shout out to him. Thank you very much. And a big shout out to the two of you for helping with the review, and for those of you who are coming to Art of War, a massive shout out to you as well. Without you, this wouldn't be happening, so eternally grateful.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Well, see you in a bit.
Absolutely.
I'll see you at the event, apart from you, Matty.
In spirit.
See you later, everyone.
Bye-bye.